Is a Florida Chipotle manager sleeping with everybody's husband? Leprosy is on the rise in Florida. The Candyman is busted for selling drugs out of a snack truck. And a Florida man missed his flight and said he's going to blow this ish up. These are the weird stories for Friday, all from the state of Florida. Because on Friday, on Weird AF News, we only do weird news from Florida. Per your request. It's Florida Friday on Weird AF News. Let's get into this degenerate behavior that we can all hopefully avoid this weekend. A Chipotle in Florida went viral because of online reviews about a particular employee doing something dastardly. Fort Myers Chipotle is pretty famous, and it's not just for the burritos. According to many, many Yelp reviews about this particular Chipotle in Fort Myers, there's an employee named Lucy who works there who is apparently stealing people's husbands. Now, these Yelp reviews for the Chipotle began about a month and a half ago with reviews such as, quote, "Don't send your husbands here to pick up Chipotle. Next thing you know, Lucy is going to seduce him into sleeping with her like she has with multiple married men." Another person wrote, "That Lucy's just a pig. She's a pig. She slept with my husband, too. They need better customer service that doesn't involve my bed. And the guacamole sucks, too." That's my favorite one because they threw in the guacamole. Yeah, the guacamole at Chipotle is not so bueno. Another review says, quote, "Lucy, the general manager, or whatever position she thinks she's in, she likes to sleep with married men, a.k.a. her customers. She'll sleep with them." I can't tell if this is real or not. Let's keep reading and find out if this is just some sort of elaborate prank for this particular Chipotle for some reason. Now, people have like a great sense of humor about it. After these original reviews about Lucy sleeping with people's husbands, other people have followed up with reviews asking for Lucy's phone number and her work schedule. They want to meet Lucy, it seems. Just in the past few days, the review section has been loaded with innuendo, it says, so much so that Yelp had to add an, quote, "unusual activity alert" to the Chipotle review page. Yelp has even suspended the posting of any further reviews while they do an investigation. This is amazing, man. Sometimes I just love the internet. I get a lot of bad reviews, which I don't like. I'm all for reviews, though. They can be bad as long as they're funny. Just make them funny, bro. I'm all about humor. Humor just trumps everything. This is really funny. I know some of you live in the Fort Myers area, so we're going to need some further investigation here. Could you please do some research and find out if this is in fact a prank or is this real? Is this Lucy really working there? You need to go there and ask for Lucy and ask for her extra sauce. No, that's not nice. That's not okay. Kids are listening to this show. I'm talking about the guac, man. I'm talking about Lucy's guac, bro. Now, I have been known to write some hilarious Yelp reviews myself. I will post a link to my Yelp page inside the Patreon so you guys can read those. They're so good. I wrote a review for something called Gary's Apartment. It's just a guy named Gary in his apartment. I made it all up. I wasn't sure they would post the damn thing, but they did. They did. And it's amazing. You should read it. You should do a lot of things. You should go see if Lucy works there. Leprosy appears to be on the rise in Florida. Wonderful. Florida, home to pythons, alligators, falling iguana, meth-induced Walmart employees, and biblical diseases. Wonderful. Cases of leprosy. Really, cases of leprosy have increased in Florida. And in fact, not just Florida, the southeastern United States over the last decade, according to a report from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Leprosy is officially called Hansen's disease. It's called Hansen's disease. I didn't know that. It is a rare type of bacterial infection that attacks the nerves and can cause swelling under the skin. Now, they're doing some research here at the CDC, and they're getting reports of cases doubling in Florida over the past 10 years. Central Florida, in particular, has seen a high disproportionate share of cases, which indicates it might be an endemic location for the disease, meaning that leprosy has a consistent presence in this region's population rather than popping up in the form of one-off outbreaks. Great! I'm sure Floridians will still blame the gays. It says here, although leprosy can spread person to person, it's not known exactly how this happens. Well, if it's really spreading in Florida, I have a guess. Could it be sharing needles? Could that be it? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. Leprosy does not spread through casual physical contact, such as shaking hands or sitting next to an individual on the bus, according to the CDC. Rather, scientists' current thinking is that the bacteria gets transmitted via droplets from an infected person's coughs or sneezes during a prolonged period of close contact. They also say contact with armadillos, some of which are naturally infected by leprosy-causing bacteria, may be another way that people can get sick from leprosy. Well, how about that? Armadillos can give you leprosy. I had no idea. Look, we're learning, guys, on Weird AF News. We're learning to stay away from those damn armadillos. I don't even know where you see those. I've never seen one in real life. Where are they, in Florida? Armadillos are in Florida? They got everything there in Florida. My goodness. Crackheads, Disney, armadillos. It's amazing down there. What are people petting the armadillos? It's Florida. They're probably dry humping the armadillos in the middle of the road, yeah. Why don't we do it in the road? Why don't we do it in the road? Armadillos everywhere. Catch some leprosy this weekend in Florida. What's wrong with me? We have a recent CDC report. I don't want to get any more recent CDC reports. They're no bueno. Florida, leprosy. Zombie flesh-eating bacteria also in Florida. I covered that a few weeks ago. Just many reasons to visit. The CDC reports describe a particular leprosy case in Florida. Oh boy, this poor guy, he's a 54-year-old landscaper who had no known contact with infected animals or people and didn't even travel to any countries where the disease is more commonly found. But you don't have to travel to a country where the disease is more commonly found. It says here 1/5 of all leprosy cases are in Central Florida in the United States. There's been 15 cases of leprosy in Florida this year. 15! I thought this disease was done. I thought it's only in the Bible. Or if you ever watch the movie Papillon with Steve McQueen, he escapes a prison and ends up having to crawl through a leprosy island. That movie's amazing, by the way. I didn't watch the remake. Anyways, I digest. All right. Some of you are in Central Florida, I'd imagine, and maybe you're itchy. You're thinking to yourself, did I catch it from the bus driver? Yeah. Well, you probably didn't unless you exchange bodily fluids with the bus driver, but that's probably pretty common in Florida. Yeah. Pay the fare and lick my face. Okay, this is how leprosy can sometimes present itself. A rash with pigmented, scaly skin lesions. Sounds horrible. A person can also have disfiguring nodules on the face and hands. Nodules. So if you happen to have some nodules, I thought the nodules were something that you find on a video game controller, but apparently you can have it on your face and it'll disfigure you. It'll disfigure your cheeks. The main difference between a rash and leprosy is the loss of feeling in that affected area. Here's a quote from someone from the CDC. If you have something that's like a few centimeters on your arm, you can't feel it. That's gonna be different from a typical rash, which is gonna be itchy. Good news, guys. Leprosy is treatable. You can take a combination of 2 or 3 antibiotics for 1 to 2 years, and that'll do you good. You don't have to worry about your limbs rotting and falling off. You know what's probably going to rot and fall off? The entire state of Florida. It looks ready to just rot and fall off the United States. Have you ever wanted to create your own podcast? Well, Spotify's platform lets you easily record and distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn money, all in one place too, for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Record and edit on your phone or your computer, send it to Spotify and everywhere podcasts are heard. They even have video podcasting options as well. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man.
Yay!
Florida police busted a man selling drugs out of his snack truck. He's called the Candyman. The Candyman is on the prowl. Detectives at the Port St. Lucie Police Department announced the arrest of Radamés Guzman, also known as the Candyman, after a sting revealed he was selling a lot of drugs out of his mobile snack food truck. Not to be confused with a drug dealer selling out of an ice cream truck, a la Big Perm, Big Worm. Did you guys see the movie Friday? He sells weed out of the ice cream truck. Sounds like a similar operation going on with this Candyman in Florida, but it's a food truck. Guzman told the police that he began selling fentanyl, cocaine, marijuana, and psilocybin mushrooms from his snack truck to offset the bad economy. He was struggling. He said so. Hey, you know, man, not everyone's buying snacks these days. Business is really suffering. So I just had to, well, it's called in the business world pivoting. You pivot so that you can get through hard times. I decided to pivot with fentanyl. I don't know how many people I've killed, but, you know, a snack guy's got to do what a snack guy's got to do. I'm the Candyman after all. I mean, if a Candyman doesn't sell, quote, candy, is he really the Candyman? Now, of course, the candy I'm referring to is nose candy. They obtained a search warrant of the snack truck. The detectives raided the truck called Exotic Snacks with a Z, and exotic is spelled with one X. Exotic Snacks. It sounds like the name of a weed dispensary. That was probably the first clue. So they seized the following after raiding the Exotic Snacks with a Z. 10,000 fentanyl pills. My goodness. That has a street value of $300,000, in case you're wondering. They also seized 626 grams of cocaine, over 4 pounds of marijuana, Mary Jane, 7 grams of psilocybin mushrooms. That's not very much. That's a quarter ounce of psilocybin mushrooms. Perhaps psilocybin mushrooms have been just flying out of the side of that snack truck. 1,000 grams of THC wax and 2 drug pill presses. And 9 firearms, which probably there won't be a charge for that because they'd rather bust you for marijuana in Florida rather than your firearms. They're very much afraid of the devil's lettuce in Florida. But your firearms, no problem. Walk around. Have them in your snack truck. It's totally fine. Bring them on the train. We don't care. Just don't have that devil's lettuce. Oh, we're very afraid of a plant in Florida. Firearms, no problem. No problem. A Florida man missed his flight and then said he's going to blow this shit up. Fort Lauderdale. A man showed up very late to his American Airlines flight at the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on Monday afternoon. He was late. He was denied entry into the flight that he had paid for. At that point, he expressed his displeasure by deciding to make a bomb threat. So that's one way to do it. Welcome to the no-fly list, you dummy. You just made a bomb threat at an airport. Are you okay? Are you okay? Vincent Sereno, age 30. He showed up to the gate, was told that the flight was closed. Then he became enraged. He said to the gate agent, quote, "I'm going to blow this shit up. I'm going to take you all out. Yeah, I'm going to blow this ish up." And then he wondered what was going to happen. Was he surprised? Was he just surprised what would happen after you tell the gate agent you're going to blow the airport up? I'll take things not to yell in an airport after 9/11, Alex. As you can imagine, he was arrested very soon after he made this bomb threat at the airport gate. Here's a quote from the deputy Christopher, who said, "Well, when I attempted to advise him of his Miranda rights, he refused to allow it. Once again, he became enraged and was swearing at me and raising his voice. As far as his terrorist threat at the airport, he replied, 'Oh, I didn't know you couldn't do that.'" Oh, yeah, wow. This guy's going to appear in court on Tuesday, our Florida man, on charges of making a bomb threat, making a false report of mass destruction of public property. Sheesh. In addition, he is surprisingly ordered not to go on any airport properties while pending the court date. He's going to be grounded for a little while. You ought to put one of those ankle things on him as well. Just keep him in. This guy needs to be kept in the house, I think. He tends to fly off the handle, as they say, but he does it in the most Florida way possible.
Yay!
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Florida Friday. My loyal weirdos, listeners of Weird AF News, I appreciate you and your time. We'll keep the outro a little brief. I am going to publish some phone calls after this. We got some nice calls from some real OG listeners of the show like Dallas and Hannah and some others. Someone even did an impression, and I loved it very, very much. Oh, my Uncle Chris called as well, and I published that call. You should hear what he has to say about my antics. I got some comments on a YouTube clip of Weird AF News talking about Grab Your Nuts Day. Grumpy Owl wrote, LOL, my mom makes banana bread without nuts. That sounds lovely. Grumpy Owl, if you could just hit me up, I'll give you my address and you can mail your mother's banana bread to me, please. It's hard to find a banana bread without nuts. AJ Warsofsky wrote, my banana bread has no nuts because I'm nuts enough, LOL. I do add a cream cheese filling, though. I thought that was very unique. A cream cheese filling in the banana bread sounds amazing. No nuts? You can mail me some of that too, AJ Warsofsky. Please DM me. I would like to try your cream cheese nuts. That sounds really pornographic. I apologize. What am I saying? I got an email from Anne Marie. She wrote, hey, Jonesy, Annie from Rhode Island. I once left a very long-winded and inebriated voicemail for you. I think you yourself should get on Cameo, Jonesy. That's why I'm emailing you. Please get on Cameo. All of us weirdos would roast our loved ones while helping you to get out of that, by now, likely stank-ass closet. Also, even if it were a 30-second roast that paid for 10 cold brews, it would be hilarious for all of us and probably worth your time. I'm very serious, bruh. I'm very serious. Just an aside, I have narcolepsy and make an incredibly dangerous hour-long commute to work every day. You keep me awake and ultimately alive and employed every morning, so I genuinely share thanks to you for this. Also, good luck with your life, man. Annie from Rhode Island. Isn't that a sweet message? That's a very nice email. I appreciate that, Annie. And maybe I should join Cameo. I don't know. I'll ask you weirdos. Would you pay for me to, I don't know, send you a video wishing a loved one a happy birthday or something like that? I don't even know what I would charge for that. What would people pay for that? $25 or something? I'm open to this. I never really considered getting on Cameo. But if you guys think it would be fun to hire me to make videos for you or a loved one, you could use it as a prank as well. I'm open to it. Call my show, 646-450-2012, or send me an email, funnyjones@gmail.com as well. And, if enough people reach out, then I'll do it. What else do I have to say? Oh, if you'd like to support the show, join the Patreon. How do you do that? Well, go to weirdafnews.com and click on the Patreon banner. That's one way. I put a link to the Patreon in the description of this podcast, or you can just go to patreon.com/weirdafnews and join the Patreon that way. Download the Patreon app on your phone. That's another thing you can do. Do a search for Weird AF News, and you can support the show that way. You can also buy me coffee off my website, weirdafnews.com. Well, listen, I hope you're about to have a nice weekend, or you have had one, or you're having one. Maybe you're having one in real time right now while you're listening to this. I hope you're enjoying yourself and you're safe. I care about you very much. I want to know you're okay. And also, I want to know that you have luck in your life. So I always say, good luck with your life, man. Good luck with your life, man. Good luck. Take care.
Hey, how's it going there, buddy? It's your Uncle Chris here. Listen, your mother and I have decided that you're no longer allowed to use the beach house while we're out of town, okay? We've got, look, the neighbors have video of you, all right? You told us you weren't doing it. I'm sick of your lies, all right? We know you've been jumping off the roof into the pool. I told you not to. Your mother is awful worried that you're going to, catch your toe on the gutter and, I don't know, hit your head or something. I told her, let him learn. He's not a kid anymore. He could figure it out for his own self. But now she says, she's just so worried about you there, bud. So, listen, don't use the pool house this weekend while we're out of town, okay? Don't want you jumping off the roof into the pool. Now, when I get back, though, we're going to have a big party, okay? I'll have you over, and we can maybe talk about it then. But you also check your porch, okay? National Nut Day. I sent you a package. I got all kinds of walnuts and pecans in there, and even peanut M&Ms. I want you to go ahead and just try them out. You know, I know you're allergic. Okay, look, I think that's all horse crap. Okay, you just try it out. Okay, if you have a little bit at first and keep trying it, just keep going. Eventually, I think your body will like get used to it. Okay. All right. Look, your Uncle Chris here. I'll call you back tomorrow. All right. Talk to you later.
Hey, Jonesy, it's Dallas from Minnesota. I heard you want to do the movie about Cocaine Shark. Now, I know you mentioned the first one. Now, honestly, I think the first one was like a movie that was made, and then they slapped the title Cocaine Shark just so people would watch it. Now, if you haven't watched it, I recommend watching that movie. It's hilarious. I don't think it's meant to be, but it's absolutely hilarious. It has nothing to do with cocaine. It does have something to do with a shark that mutates to something. And there's two people that are taking this drug that turn them to sharks, I think. But they mostly just like have seizures and trip out for a while. But that movie is so funny. I might have been on some things when I watched the movie that might have helped enhance the funniness of it. But highly recommend watching it because it is so hilarious. But I'm sure you can make a much better movie because that movie was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Talk to you later, Josie.
This is Trace Adkins, country superstar, musical legend, and deep-voiced man. Please join the Woeful Weirdo Project by downloading the Patreon app or going online now to www.weirdafnews.com and clicking on the banner that says Join the Patreon. When you do that, you can support our hero, Jonesy, a young man who has left the safety of family and friends in his home in Boston, Massachusetts, one of the founding places of freedom in the history of the United States of America. This young hero has transferred himself thousands of miles away from the safety of his home, and he's been transported across the country. He's now stuck in a hot box, and he's bringing us the daily news as a correspondent, trying to bring laughter, levity, and joy into our lives, bringing us weird news and humor as he's stuck in a filthy, sex-deprived hellhole of a country on the filthy, shit-strewn streets of a political mayhem place known as Los Angeles, California. Please help him as he tries to bring joy, laughter, and levity into our lives, setting aside the gloom and doom of the typical news of the day. You can support him in the Patreon. Of course, there are higher giving levels, but you can join the Patreon for as little as $2 a day. Support Jonesy now in the Patreon. You can do it now. Help him. Help support Jonesy. Good luck with your life, man. Celebrity voice impersonated.
Oh, hello, Jonesy. This is Hannibal. Yes. I actually knew Marilyn Monroe. And I actually did drink her breast milk. I had it with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Hello, Jonesy. I am moving into this, supportive living environment for blind people. And, we're all going to live in the same building, but we're all going to live in, our own apartments. And I'm really eager to make my first rent payment. I'm not supposed to make it until I move in on Tuesday, August 8th. But I really want to make it I want to make it right now. I am so eager. very, very eager. I'll be making it with my Social Security money, and then I have some extra money from helping my dad with some projects. I mean, that really I know that doesn't really matter. Yeah. That's really cool that woman, like, donated all her milk to, those people, like, especially if, you don't have any formula to feed your baby, or maybe you have trouble doing the pumping. Oh yes, good luck with your life, man. Woo!
Hey, yeah, I just listened to your podcast once for like 1 minute. I'm gonna go ahead and leave like a bad review on Amazon, and I'm gonna do it. In fact, I'm gonna leave a bad review on Spotify too, 'cause I mean, 1 minute of your podcast is probably enough to just like judge your whole life entirely, right? I mean, I listened to 1 minute. That's good enough, right? Yeah. I like real serious stuff that makes people sad, like, like news about stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go leave that bad review now. Okay, yeah.
Hi, Jonesy. This is Connie from Cedartown, Georgia. And on yesterday's show, you did a story about Grab Your Nuts Day. Actually, it was Grab Some Nuts Day. And you did an imitation of me. And on that, you said, hi, this is Connie from Cedartown, Georgia. And you said, hey, I think that's a pretty good imitation of Connie. And I got to tell you that it wasn't. So you said this and that and the other thing. And so I'm going to tell you that I want to say this and that, and I'm going to say something about your football team, and then I'm going to say something about my football team, and then I'm going to say that the person calling in right now and doing this imitation is not making fun of Connie at all, because I really love Connie. I used to live in the South myself for a while, and I love and respect the Southern accent and Southern women. My mama raised me to be a man of respect for all women, and I just love all women, especially women with a Southern accent. And I just would have to say that your imitation wasn't the best, because I really love Connie, and I think she's the sweetest thing ever, and I really tune in and wait for her to call in and talk on the show, Jonesy. And if you were listening and waiting to hear her call in and speak, then you would know as much as I do, because you pay attention and you'd realize that Connie from Cedartown, Georgia, like you said, that ain't right. Connie is from Cedartown, Georgia. That's right, Cedartown, Georgia. So your imitation of her could have been much better. So then Connie would say, I love you, Jonesy, and I hope you're fine, and I love all the weirdos, and good luck with your life, man.